VPS and RDP. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Hustlers Kingdom Movement. Here I teach people some basic knowledge on how to make money online. If this is your very first time coming across my channel, kindly subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Okay, so we're going to be looking at VPS and RDP today. In this video, we're going to be looking at the kind of VPS and RDP that works better for surveys and how to go about it. So this will be what we'll be looking into today. So please pay a very good attention, because I will ensure that I explain this in a layman's way that everybody are gonna understand how VPS and RDP work, and ensure you like this video so YouTube can recommend this video to a lot of people that are facing difficulties on surveys. To make use of VPS and RDP for surveys, there are steps to follow. Okay, so please watch out for the steps so that you ain't gonna do mistake and you are gonna get the right information. The process or step is more of like getting proxy from a website, then setting it up on an app to function better. Like you guys know, we used to buy proxy from Johnny's and going to Super Proxy to set it up. It's the same thing as the process. Okay, so follow up. First, we need an app for the VPS and RDP installation, just like we use the Super Proxy app for proxy installation or setup. So the app in Play Store and App Store and Apple Store are different due to device differences. For example, Android and iOS. So like you have all known, sometimes if we go to the Play Store, we may not see exactly the same app we are looking for in Apple Store. So the differences are there. But then let's go on. There are many VPS and RDP apps out there on Play Store and Apple Store, just like we have a lot of proxy apps out there. So we'll be looking at the common VPS and RDP installation app. Now, like you all know, proxy used to have so many apps. Aside Super Proxy, we have Kisnobi, we have what's it called, Turn to Swap. Is it Turn to Tap or Turn to Swap, something like that? There are a whole lot of proxy app out there. Okay, same thing with the VPS and RDP apps. Okay, so now I found the most common one that we can use. Okay, that's Android users can use it, and iOS users can use it. You understand? It's just a little difference from the name, but everything is the same thing. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, for the Android, the name of the app we're going to be using is Windows app, just like we are using Super Proxy to set up your proxy app and to set up your proxy IP address, right? That's how we're going to be using Windows app, right? On on Android, that's on Play Store. So on Apple Store, we're going to be using Windows app mobile. Okay, that's the name. So for those of you guys using iOS device, okay, so if you're using Android device, it's Windows app. If you're using iOS device, it's Windows apps mobile. So go and download this, whichever device. If you're using the two, download it on the two. If you're using one, download it on one. Okay, so ensure you download it. This is the most common one. That's the remote desktop. You understand? So now you know the app to use. The next thing to do is to purchase your VPS/RDP, not just anyhow VPS or RDP. Just like we have different proxy IP addresses, that is how we have different VPS and RDP. For surveys, we're going to be using residential VPS/RDP. So like you have all known, I used to talk about types of IP address, in which I talked about IPv4, IPv6, ISP, mobile IP, and residential IP. Now, for VPS, we have data center VPS too as well, and we have residential IP. Sorry, we have residential VPS and RDPs. Okay, so VPS and RDP is same thing. Don't misunderstand everything I'm saying. Okay, just that like as I've said in my previous video, I said VPS has more advantage than RDP, but it's same thing, same work they are doing. You get? So we're gonna be using residential what VPS stroke RDP or RDP. Before we go further, please take note. Avoid free VPS stroke RDP. Avoid paid VPS stroke RDP that's not residential. That is not residential. If not, you all be facing same problem like regular VPN and proxy users. To succeed in anything, you need to understand how it works. I'm saying this because I know a lot of people will still not follow my instruction. So good luck. So if you know that you are the kind of person that used to like free things is going to affect your phone. Not just even the survey sites. Once you are doing free things on your what's it called, it will cast your device ID. I've said it times with that number. Free stuff will cast your device ID and you don't know. At first you may be enjoying it, but later on you'll be seeing it as though what do I do, even though you're doing everything well, but you don't know that everything has limits, right? So, and also avoid paid VPS or RDP that are not residential. I've said it times that number that survey require residents, right? Residents to give out their honest opinion. So let's go further. So there are many sites to buy VPS and RDP. Each site varies with their service and cost. So what to expect after buy VPS and RDP? You all be given password, username and IP address to install it in your remote desktop app so as to log in your computer that carries the country IP, device ID, GPS to access your survey site. Now what I'm trying to say here is that irrespective of the sites you buy your RDP or VPS, you are going to be given password, username and IP address. Like as I've said before in my previous video, VPS and RDP, they are cloud computer. Okay, and I say that let's say your VPS and your RDP is in it's in the US or in the UK, and you left the US or in the UK to Nigeria, then and you want to access your your computer in the US or in the UK, you have to log it in Nigeria. That's the uses of VPS. And if you want to log it in, if you want to log your computer normally, they will ask you for username and password, right? But in the case of VPS, they will ask you for username, password and IP address. Okay, now don't forget you are installing the username, IP address and the password into a remote desktop. That's the app I told you guys that you guys are going to be installing the VPS. Just like as I said, if you buy proxy, you install it in proxy app. Same thing, if you buy VPS, you will install it in VPS app. But this VPS, as I talked about, is the window app for Android and the window app mobile for iOS device. Okay, so you're going to install it. Okay, so that IP address they are going to be giving you, the password and the username, so it will come as though once you log it in your remote desktop, that's in the app that you'll be installing the your IP address, password and username. Everything is going to be as though it is from the US that they did everything. Okay, yes, it's going to be as though it's in the US that they did everything. Let's say for instance now, let me use example for you guys before I go further. Let's say you have a brother in the US. He used his phone to create an account for something, or he opened an account for something. Then he now send you the logins to Nigerian here to log the stuff in. There is possibility it may not work. Are you seeing it now? But if your brother uses a VPS to do it in the US and he sends it to you here, then 100% is going to work, and there's nothing that's going to what's it called, interfere it. Okay, so for those of you guys having ban in your surveys, having a on hold, that your account will be on hold, this one, that one, all those problems you are facing, right? Once you start using VPS, you will not face it. But then using VPS and RDP does not guarantee you 100% that you're definitely going to be making money on surveys, because there are a lot of things that can actually stop you. Okay, I've talked about that in the courses of survey shadow ban, right? I talked about that. So if you are giving bad answer while using VPS, you still have issues. Are you seeing it now? You still have issues. So you need to do the right thing. Okay, so let's go further. Okay, so for iOS, when you go to your Apple Store, you come to your search bar and search, or just type remote desktop. So as you can see over here, we have Windows App Mobile. Okay, so now this is the app that you are going to be installing the RDP and VPS you bought. Okay, this is the future. So I talked about it earlier on, right? For Android users, you're going to see Windows app, right? So I'll click on open, right? So this is how it look. Okay, then I'll click on the add plus icon, right? Then I'll click on what? PC. Are you seeing it now? So this PC name at the top here, you're going to impute the IP address. Okay, and after the PC name is credential. When you click on it, you click on add credential. This is where you can add your username and password. Okay, then you click on save. Once you click on save, you come back and click on save over here, and it will ask you to connect to the PC. Okay, so automatically once it's connected, it will take you to your computer. Then you can now go ahead and enter whatever site you want to enter. But then in my next video, I'm going to be talking about how to buy the how to buy the VPS and RDP, and how to set it up. Okay, so you need to be a little bit patient. Thank you very much.